WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. And today I have a Glendronach 1994, 23 years old. So it was actually distilled on the 6th of May 1994. It was filled into a Pedro Jimenez puncheon and it was bottled 2018. So just shy of its 24th birthday. So this was cask number 126. And I have bottle number 606 from 712. Over here in Germany, this was a www.whisky.de. Maybe you know whisky.com. Horst and his son Ben. The Horst and his son Ben. And this was actually sold for 198 euros per bottle. The interesting thing is there's a sister cask, 126, also exclusively for Germany. And it's about $10 to $15 cheaper. So you know where the profit goes there. Now Ben and also Horst did a YouTube video in English about this. For me, WhiskyJason, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany, that was more of a promotional type of video. So I've decided to do my own video as well. They were considering the possibility of this actually being out of an American oak puncheon instead of a European oak puncheon because some of that dark chocolate moments were missing. So I'm not really sure about that. I did review as well the 25-year-old for the 25th anniversary of www.whisky.de, and I really liked it. Now this is something I'm probably going to like as well. 54.1% ABV. Let's try it. The nose. First of all, we get a lot of the raisins, we get a lot of the sultans, we get a lot of sultans. The sultan's a rock. We get a lot of the little bit of blood orange, and also a tiny little bit of just normal orange. Now here are the tasting notes. My German video, they were lost in the box, so I had to go dig for them. So it says on the nose we have dried apricots. That's the first thing I don't really get unless I go back. I could almost imagine it. 54.1% is a lot of alcohol, people. Plum, a little bit. Caramel, yes. Biscuits, yes. Sherry, yes. Malt, yes. Burnt toast. Burnt toast. I'm going to do this on purpose. Burnt toast. No, don't get any burnt toast. I'm sorry. And of course, orange, which I got. So we're going to put this back on here. I'm going to taste it just a tiny little bit and then put some water in it because I'm too weak for 54.1%. That is somewhat strong for me. Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to put some water in it because if it's too strong, you're too weak. So taking it down to about 48, 47%. The nose really opens up. We get a lot more of that sherry type of almost a little bit of sulfur in there. I'm going to still go with that blood orange. I'm going to go with the biscuits as well as is it prunes, dried plums? I'm going to go with prunes. But it's also a little bit fruity. So I'm getting something like the orange is very fruity. And I'm not going to say apricots because that's what they said. I have to say something different. So I'm going to say, I'm almost getting a moment of the kiwi. Imagine a kiwi with maple syrup on it, with raisin liqueur on it. Kiwi with raisin liqueur. Basically, that's what I'm getting. It's not perfect, but I'm getting there. All right, good. I'm going to try it now. I like. Now, there's something else in this world that I also like a lot, and that is Glengoyne 21-year-old. I don't know how many of you have had the privilege of having this, but I actually have a bottle at home at the moment. So, and we're going to actually compare this with each other. So first of all, you pull out this nice little with a magnet. Very, very nice to keep the bottle in there. The bottle's there, and then you have a little foot where there's actually a little of a recess in here for that as well. The bottle looks fairly, I'm just going to use the word normal. The casing is silver lined, so of course it reflects and so on. It's very, very nice. So I'm going to compare the Glengoyne 21 to a Glendronach 23. Is it a fair comparison? No. First of all, this is a single cask and it's cask strength, 54.1%. This is the core range. This is 43%. But they both primarily have sherry. And I like sherry, and I like, ooh, that was a heavy pour, Jason. Ooh, I really want to have a Glengoyne 21 tonight. This runs over here in Europe about 100 euros, 99 euros, 90 cents, around there. Also a very healthy pour. Ooh. And this is the Glendronach with a cask strength. So sorry, guys, that's a little bit too healthy for me. All right, so we want to be fair. 200 euros versus 100 euros, which means this has to taste basically twice as good to trump or to be better or to beat this. So the nose, it's got that Glenfarclas moment in there. A nice sherry Oloroso. Over here, oh, we get the PX. Better. So let's try it. What always catches me off guard is that a 21-year-old Glengoyne has a lot of fire. It's somewhat hot. I was expecting a smooth, mellow, really kind of rounded, sophisticated whiskey, and yet this is not yet there. Maybe on purpose, maybe it's just my bottle, I don't know. But that alcohol sure does come through for a 21-year-old Scotch whiskey. What would I give this? I'm pretty sure I would give this like a 1-, which is an A-. Now the value for money is going to be at about a C+. Over here, this is actually an A. Not an A-, not an A+, not an A-, an A. And for the value of money, it's a C-. Double the price, yet better. Half the price, and yet from the value for money, better. So I do really like my Glengoyne 21-year-old. Now, if I'm going to put 100 and some euros on the table, I'm going to go for my Redbreast 21-year-old. Sorry. That's just me. But this is a very good thing. Luckily, I did a bottle share, and on my bottle share, I've sold everything that's in this bottle so far. And so I just basically had about 3 CLs left over for me, for my German and for my English video, and I've used them up so far. And it's a very nice whiskey. And as I said, it's actually an A whiskey. Yay. So there were 712 bottles. Will you ever see one of those 712 bottles? I don't think so. It was a German exclusive. 23-year-old, 1994. The sister cask, 126. There were 708 bottles from that, I think. Will you see any of those? Maybe if you get lucky on an auction site, you might see one of those. But other than that, you just won't. Sorry. WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. Now, my job is to taste things you'll probably never ever see and probably never ever taste. Maybe you will see the Glengoyne 21-year-old one day, but single cask, exclusive for Germany, probably never going to be within your reach, let alone a Glendronach 23-year-old single cask. Also, that is something that is fairly expensive and fairly difficult to come by. So my question of the day, if you had the choice between a 21 plus year old single cask Glendronach or a 21-year-old Glengoyne, which one would you pick? Write it down in the comments. That would interest me a lot. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, please subscribe, and my videos come out on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. See you soon. Bye-bye.